Good afternoon, freelancers. Welcome back to another Anthem video. I'm PTT, and today we're going to be breaking down the new IGN Fort Tarsis exploration video that went live yesterday. Now, as with the last IGN footage, I will not be showcasing it, but you can check it out via the link in the video description. With all that aside, let's just jump straight into it. So straight away, in the first few minutes, we get a very nice look around the Fort Tarsis and get to see it in all its beauty. Now, I feel the need to mention, just in case there are a few new people here, that Fort Tarsis will be your solo social area. It's the area that's experienced by you only, and it will evolve and transform as you go through Anthem's main storyline. This is where the core of shared world, your story, really hits home. Now, it's very safe to say that Fort Tarsis will have a lot of NPCs in it, and a few of these were seen in the gameplay. The first NPC that we were introduced to is called Zoe, and she is your javelin mechanic. She isn't just the person that will keep your javelin battle ready, however, because she is also the gossiper of Fort Tarsis and will keep you up to date on any and all new information. Now, in this scene, it's also worth noting that our character has a voice line, so it's not a mute, and that has me extremely excited. The next thing we get to see is another codex entry. The one in the footage relates to the Interceptor and just goes to show that we will have to search high and low if we're to ever find them all and understand everything that is going on in the world of Anthem. Now, I did manage to grab a screenshot of the codex that was shown, and it relates, as I said, to the Interceptor. So I thought I would just share it with you and let you know what it says, even though it's not complete. So I now quote: "Created as a scout suit for explorative and diplomatic missions, the Interceptor is the most agile and acrobatic javelin a lancer can find. Lightning fast close range attacks combined with specialised weaponry will thrill lancers who crave speed on the battlefield." Now, as I said, there was more information in that codex file, but they didn't show it, so yeah. Look, it's really nice that these features are in game, and I can't actually wait to start showing them all off and finding out all of the nitty gritty backstory that Anthem will have to offer. Next then, we get a look at the weapon menu, and there are many things of note here, so let's try and fly through them. Firstly, we have the weapon classes. So our javelin will have use of the following categories of weaponry, but it is worth noting that not every class can use every style of weapon. So the category of weapons are as follows: heavy pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, marksman rifles, machine pistols, light machine guns, sniper rifles, autocannons, and grenade launchers. Now, I will be doing a video going into weapons a bit more later down the line, so I don't want to hold up too much here, so, let's move on. On the same menu, we also get to see tabs for components, gear, consumables, crafting, and junk. So it's safe to say we will have a lot of things to go between and keep an eye out for when we're going through the game. Now, we also got to see in these same few seconds of footage that the components tab is broken down into the 4 javelin categories with a 5th basic option too. This is worthy of note because it means all components will not be interchangeable. We got to look at some gear next then, and saw the lightning coil for the Colossus, the high explosive mortar mod, and the railgun mod. All of these were common mods, so there wasn't really anything special to note here, but it was nice to see them. Next, we got a split second look at the crafting screen and saw 7 different crafting materials. Now, they didn't show what any of them were, but again, it's worthy of note that there are several various types of crafting materials out in the world. And finally, in this section, in the bottom left of the IGN footage, we also get to see a slot used counter, but as this is alpha gameplay, I would highlight that this number is subject to change, but from what we can see, we will possibly have 300 slots in our inventory. So yeah, if that does remain the case, then we will have a very sizable amount of room in our inventory to hoard stuff. Next on the list then, we get to meet Prospero. He is the NPC that will deal with javelin modifications, personalisation and customisation. He will have missions and other bits to make our javelin stand out. In the IGN footage, we get to see a cutscene and talk of relighting a forge. Now, I'm not going to ruin the story here, guys, so I won't be telling you what the text said on screen. If you do want to spoil it for yourself, then as I said before, head on over to the link in the video description and watch it for yourself. All you have to do is pause it at the right time and you will be able to read what is on screen. Moving on then, in the same section where our pilot is talking to Prospero, we also get a little more information on crafting and how it is critical to our freelancer to learn. We learn that crafting can increase our javelin's power, speed, damage, special abilities, and give ourselves unique appearances. We also get to find out something called Ember. a natural occurring dangerous byproduct of the Anthem used as a foundation for human technology. We also hear our pilot being told to search for this ember outside of the fort. Next then we get to see and speak to Commander Vol, I think his name was, and he is a member of a group known as the Sentinels, and these are basically Fort Tarsis' defenders. Yeah, that was a mouthful. We again get to see a cutscene that explains a little bit about who the Sentinels are and their history with the freelancers. Now again, I don't want to ruin any cutscenes, so if you want to spoil it for yourself, then head on over to the IGN page and check it out for yourself. Moving on then to the scenes after the Sentinel interaction, we get to see a few objectives that will be available in game. We get to see something called a weekly alliance status, and this looks to be an XP based clan reward system. We then get to see something that is very exciting in the forms of daily, weekly and even monthly trials. These are a way to prove our worth to the memory of General Tarsis, and from what we saw briefly, they will have us doing a number of various tasks against the Dominion, the Scars, the Outlords and world events. Next then, we get a walk around Fort Tarsis that shows it off in a state of later on down the line style after a chunk of the story has been completed, and it really does look like this area will change drastically over the course of the main story. We also get to see another codex file talking about amplifiers, but I don't want to cover this after reading it, as I think it actually does warrant a separate video down the line when we have more information. We then get to visit a new area of Fort Tarsis that was previously locked off, and this of course comes with new collectibles and NPCs, and also a really cool looking bar area. And sadly, that guys took us to the end of the gameplay. Now as I said before, these IGN reveals are a really good source of information, but sadly due to the copyright policies, no one else can use their footage. So all I can do is explain everything we got to see, and if you want to check it out for yourself, something that I do highly recommend, then of course head on over to the IGN site, link in the video description, and of course watch it for yourself. Now there was a lot of great information in this reveal from IGN, and some of it indeed warrants more of a breakdown, but again, without being able to show the footage, this becomes a bit of an issue, so I will probably just make a few notes on it and break down most of it when the demo is live and I can actually show you what it is I want to talk about. Now, as always guys, let me ask you to share any thoughts you have in the comment section down below. Let me thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Have a great day, and until the next one, I'll catch you all soon.